welcome to Belton High School in Belton, Texas for tonight's contest between your Leander Lions and the Lake Belton Broncos. The coaches would like for us to make a special shout out to our color commentator Frank Rodriguez of RDZ Roofing for fueling the coaches this Friday with breakfast tacos from La Chaparrita Meat Market, one of our boosters, and Daddy's Chicken Shack. Thank them for the chicken strips on Thursday. The coaches appreciate you. I also want to mention a new tradition in Lion football. It's the Lion Golden Football Slam. The Leander Lions football team kicked off an electrifying new tradition called the Golden Football Slam. Whenever a player scores a touchdown or makes a big play, they're handed a golden football and get to slam it through a basketball hoop set up right in front of the roaring student section. It's part celebration, part hype builder, and 100% school spirit, turning every big moment on the field into an unforgettable highlight for the whole crowd. You may have seen the Price is Right video of Coach Price slamming the golden football into the basketball goal at the end of the game last week versus Chaparral Bobcats. The video basically went viral and has had over 20,000 views. So we can't wait to see who will get that opportunity to dunk the coveted golden football at the next home game. I want to mention that Daddy's Chicken Shack hosted a podcast for the varsity senior players this past Monday. The team really enjoyed the yummy chicken tenders at the outdoor venue. I want to also mention our upcoming events. We've got on the 22nd of October is Cane's Spirit Night. That's from 5 to 9 p.m. On October 24th, the elementary car line, where varsity players will open car doors for elementary students to get them excited for the middle school Future Lions Night. That same day, October 24th, it is middle school night and red out, so be sure that you wear red to the game next week. And then the following Wednesday is Trunk or Treat, and there will be a Lion Nation podcast, and we want to thank Marco's Pizza for bringing the food for the players and, of course, us as well. Let's talk a little bit about our gold sponsors real quick. We already mentioned RDZ Roofing. They're online at rdzroofing.com, all your roofing needs, as well as Mercy Veterinary Hospital. They're online at mercy-vet.com. Our silver sponsors are Cane's, Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, Mechanical Roofing and Exterior, and 7 Brew Coffee. Our bronze sponsors are Texas State Optical, they're in Cedar Park, Austin Telco Federal Credit Union, Sisk Robb Incorporated, and JT Reisdorf, an agent with State Farm. The podcast sponsors, looks like we got last week's, that's my fault, I didn't replace it. Juan, sorry about that. But we had a podcast on Monday at Daddy's Chicken, and prior to that we had one at Lucky Rabbit. Before that, Guaco Taco, and as we mentioned, the Marco's Pizza will be sponsoring the Trunk or Treat, which will be on the campus of Leander High School. Hope to see you there a week from Wednesday. Roll Pride sponsor, Plains Capital Bank, online at plainscapital.com. And finally, our Lion Pride sponsors, Great American Cookies and Marble Slab Creamery, Blue Bottom Pools, Toyota of Cedar Park, La Chaparrita Meat Market, who brought the tacos or provided the tacos that Frank brought, Leander Veterinary Clinic, Leander Orthodontics. And so thank you to all of our many sponsors. And so real quick, let's look at the district standing graphic, Juan. You see there Georgetown on top of district in a two-way tie with Eastview, both 3-0, both 5-1 on the year. And then there's a 3-team jumble that includes Cedar Park, Leander, and Lake Belton, all at 2-1, 3-3 on the year. And so whoever wins tonight's game will certainly have a leg up down the stretch for one of those potential playoff spots. I just want to run down the opponents and scores for the Lake Belton Broncos. This is going to be, or should be, a pretty evenly matched game. Lake Belton lost to A&M Consolidated to open the season by a score of 44-17. A&M Consolidated, one of those programs perennially in the postseason and generally making deep runs in that postseason. Then Lake Belton had a second loss in their Game 2 matchup with the McNeil Mavericks. Of course, McNeil there in the Round Rock Independent School District, a 6A school, but that score was only 34-28, so looked like Lake Belton had their opportunities in that game. They get their first win in Week 3 over the Killeen Kangaroos by a score of 28-21 in kind of a local matchup here in the Central Texas area. Then they played Rouse the following week, 2 weeks ago, and they beat Rouse by a score of 49-38. Keep in mind that Rouse almost beat Georgetown this past week. That score was 38-33 final, Georgetown. So, and then the Broncos took a loss to Eastview, again, another one of the top teams in our district. That score 49-36, quite a shootout. And then last week, the Broncos took down the Glen Grizzlies by a score of 49-23. So real quick, Juan, pull up the team statistics there, and let's take a look at where Leander is second in points allowed defensively on the year, 27.3 points, while scoring-wise, they're about sixth in district. Lake Belton right there in the middle of the pack for points scored and in the middle of the pack for points given up. So they're about even push there on their averages. So let's look at the individual stats real quick, and then we'll turn it over to Frank. Camarion Gordon's average up over 100 yards a game now at 126.8 per game. Mason Montgomery there, the second leading rusher at 68, a little more than 68 a game. Tackles per game, Liam Walters leading the team with an average of 8 tackles a game. Evan Perkins right behind him with 7.7. Touchdowns, Camarion Gordon has 9 on the year, Mason Montgomery 6. And receiving yards, Dominic Caramillo leads the team with an average of almost 60 yards a game, and Aiden Passe right under 30 yards a game. Frank, what are your thoughts here for tonight?
Well, offensively, Belton runs 3 quarterbacks. You're going to see number 7, number 11, number 14, with number 14 being the one with 143 yards last game. But they have 2 offensive weapons, and they're young bucks. Number 5 is a sophomore, but he ran last week for 7 carries for 112 yards and a touchdown. Along with number 4, who's a junior, Zion Harness. He's a receiver, but he rushed as well for 5 carries for 71 yards and 2 touchdowns. And on top of that, receiving for number 4, Harness, he had 2 receptions for 93 yards. So those are their big weapons for Belton, the young bucks, number 4 and number 5. We'll definitely have to key on them tonight.
Well, the captains for this week's game for Leander is going to be number 8, Malachi Ramos, number 37, James Washington, number 71, Elin Williams, number 55, Caleb Lemire. Mentioned the players of the week from the Chaparral game. Camarion Gordon and the offensive line obviously get the offensive player of the week. Emmanuel Ugo, who had a monster game on the defensive side of the ball, he'll get defensive player of the week. And special teams player of the week is Rene Rodriguez. Just to mention, Lake Belton has not lost a home game in 7 games, and tonight is their homecoming, so they'll be looking to try to get a win. There was some talk on one of their local podcasts about how homecoming games are selected when the coach was asked if it was true that generally make the homecoming selection with a 51% chance or better of winning the game is what the coach answered. And so there's your bulletin board material for the locker room. His quote was, "Well, I know the homecoming dance is not a lot of fun if you lose the game," and that is true. So we'll see here. I want to mention the Hype Beast Award is something we've been giving out lately, not us personally, but the team. And it goes out to a parent, student, player, administrator each week, and they receive this honor about how well they're able to hype up the Lions. Versus Georgetown, the Hype Beast of the week was Sunshine Smith. That's Tyree Smith's mom, defensive back for the Lions. She was seen at multiple events last week during the Georgetown week, right after that, wearing her Hype Beast chain. So it is something to brag about and wear around. So versus Glenn, it was the fans who won the award. It was because they're so loud. And during the Chaparral game, it was awarded to the player, Liam Gaither, for his hard work, determination, and unwavering drive on the field. Whether it was flying to the ball, hyping up his teammates, or leaving it all on every down, he brought the intensity from kickoff to the final whistle. And I think we have the starting lineups here for Leander as well as Lake Belton. So real quick, we'll do, well, we don't know who's going to get the ball, so we'll just go on ahead and do the Lions offense first. At center, Caleb Lemire. At the guards, Dustin Stanton and Jeffrey Moffitt. At the tackles, Jacob Wells and Easton Brockman. In the inside receiver slot, Dominic Jaramillo. In the other inside receiver slot, it's Aiden Passe. At the wideouts, we have Isaac Montgomery and Malachi Ramos. At the running back position, we have Camarion Gordon, the fullback Liam Gaither, and the quarterback Mason Montgomery, as well as the kicker Rene Rodriguez. On the line defense tonight, we'll have the nose will be Timon Lawson. The defensive ends, Virgil Garcia and Connor Krebs. At linebacker, we have Liam Walters, Chase Milne, Evan Perkins, and Emmanuel Ugo. On the corners, we have Tyree Smith and Nick Winton. At strong safety, Tyler Mormon. Free safety, Jackson Arnold. The punter will be Rene Rodriguez. And so those are the starting lineups for the Lions. The starting lineups for the Broncos, we'll just bring it to you throughout the game. It looks like they're getting lined up here. We're about 4.5 minutes according to the scoreboard clock from when we should be kicking off. And so we should be having the national anthem here shortly, as well as the opening coin toss. And we apologize again. We are in a closet here at Tiger Stadium in Belton, Texas, literally with an amplifier attached to the wall above our head, venting heat onto us.
Feels more like a porta potty.
Well, we're in here pretty tight, that's for sure. We're going to definitely have to stand, but poor Peter's out in the Lake Belton crowd to bring you that camera angle of the Lion players lining up in the run-through tunnel, waiting for that moment when they're told to come on through. Looks like they got a run-through sign. This, as I said, this is a big game. The winner of this game is kind of got an inside track at one of those 3 or 4 playoff spots. You know, it looks like, at least at this point in district play, Georgetown and Eastview are going to battle for 1 and 2, although those teams could start losing games. You never know. I mean, Georgetown almost lost to Rouse just the other day, and Eastview barely beat Cedar Park last week.
And they play tonight, Eastview and Georgetown.
So, yes, one of those are going to come out with a loss. And here come your Lions. And here come the Broncos. They'll be wearing silver helmets with a dark smoky gray jersey and pants. The Lions, white jerseys with blue numbers and their blue pants. And, of course, the white helmets with the combined flying lion and normal lion head logo that they used for a few years in between.
The hybrid logo.
So we had a panic attack earlier. I thought that I had done something incorrectly about the stream, but it requires you to turn it on. So that is now we're having to adjust some of our setup here so that we have room, because I panicked and started ripping things out of the locations that they were nicely and strategically placed. But we'll be okay, because the stream is going, and it looks like we're having a good connection. Knock on particle board and drywall. Oh, there's actual wood.
There's actual wood, isn't it?
Yeah, some actual wood on the trim. That's a good and a bad thing. The good thing is it looks nice. The bad thing is we can't open that window where we could let some cool
Oh, I don't mind a hot air.
Breezy
I like
air.
hot weather.
For us bigger guys over here, I'm sweating pretty good right now.
I was just
Give me the
gonna say
100-degree
no
heat all
comment.
year long. I'd be happy.
Oh, man. So I guess Texas is the place for Juan to be.
Well, good thing you're underneath that vent right there, or that hot radiator.
You're getting a little bit of warmth.
I freeze at 50.
So it looks like we're going to do the anthem here. We'll turn our mics off, and hopefully the crowd mic will pick up the performance nicely.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand and remove your hats for the singing of our national anthem? The national anthem is led tonight by the LBHS Varsity Mixed and Treble Choir under the direction of Terry Livingston and Charlotte Worman. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
There you go. Crowd mic works pretty good when it's just a few feet from us around the corner out a door. We got to get that crowd mic fixed. Lobby, if you're a listener and you have access to facilities, employees at Leander ISD, lobby for that crowd mic to be repaired. It hasn't worked since the new scoreboard was installed. Prior to that, it worked.
I'll sign that petition.
Yeah, well, that would require me to sit down and type up a petition.
ChatGPT.
That's true. I could do that. So we mentioned the line captains, and for the captains for Lake Belton are going to be number 62. That is Hunter Loris, 94, Cohen Beard. And another big fella there, looks like he's wearing a 74, and that would be Evan Larot. I'm going to have to turn this light on so it goes to Lazat. It's Evan Lazat. Coin in the air, I think. It's definitely on the turf at this point. Looks like he's indicating the Lions have won the toss, which is the indication, and the Lions will defer to the second half. So we will see the defense first, and why not? The defense up in the top part of district in second, and points surrendered in this district. So we'll see if they can get in and get a little bit of momentum going, kind of get an extra possession if they can get a quick stop here, get the ball back.
Right, it'd be nice to see them set the tone for the game right here.
Well, we've seen a lot of tackles. Now we have seen teams be able to move the football on this defense between the 20s, and it'll tighten up. Other times, even in the middle of the field, that defense sometimes tightens up, and they get a couple of big plays and big moments. And they're going to need them here tonight. As I mentioned, this is going to be a well of a ball game. We got a referee crew of 7, and that's going to include the side judges, the line judges, the umpire, and the referee. and the head linesman. I think that's all of them. I always like to make up different names for the letter on the back of the.
Give them little nicknames.
Yeah, like the guy here at the 50. That's just Steve. That's so he doesn't get his shirt confused with the other referees.
Well, that makes sense.
Well, you know. I'm also here all week in case you want to hear more stupid jokes. Here we go. Rene Rodriguez lining up for the kicking unit. The Lions will bust their huddle and spread out. Did not get the back deep returner's number.
You got number 5, that young buck, or number 8.
It's Christian Oncherry. Looks like it's going to be fielded by someone else, number 23, and he's coming across the field over midfield into Lion territory for a big return. That's Braxton Cope, senior defensive back and running back. So the Broncos will start with the football on the Lion half of the football field at the 43-yard line. Belton ISD might not have spared any expense on that box over there. They got a digital box. In the backfield at running back is going to be number 14, Josiah James, the sophomore quarterback. We got a motion penalty against Lake Belton. And so, yeah, it looks like that running back is going to be Zion Dupree with Josiah James in the backfield for the Broncos. 3 receivers top of the formation, a single receiver on the near side of the formation. It's 1st and 15 for the Broncos. Handoff goes straight ahead to the running back, number 5, Dupree, and he'll get about 4 of the 5 yards from the penalty assessed moments ago. It'll be 2nd and 11. Broncos will line up in formation. The running back will remain Dupree with the quarterback, James. Spread formation. Man in motion. James takes the snap. Tries to hit the receiver on a bubble screen. Looks like Timon Lawson got his big paw up and got a hand on it. That was intended for Zion Harness, number 4. And he had a lot of room to run.
Yeah, they got some good pressure in the backfield.
You know, we asked Coach about defending those tunnel screens, and he said that it's difficult to defend because teams will do it at different distances. So it's hard to get an exact look. And so we have an empty set here with 5 wideouts for the quarterback, James. He's looking straight down the right seam. Has a man open. He's unable to hang on to it. He got his hands on it for a second, but he's going to drop it. Brock Van Rocks is going to miss that opportunity for the Broncos in 4th and 11, and they're going to keep the offense. Nope. Here they come. They're going to come out and punt it away and try to pin the Lion offense with their back against the goal line. And the Lion defense did what they needed to do after the big return to open tonight's ball game for the Broncos. The Lion defense comes out, gets a stop, prevents even a single first down. Really no positive yards on that drive except for after the penalty. High punt. It's going to bounce at around the 20 and be downed at the 22, so not even very damaging for the Lions offensively. You would like better field position, obviously, but the 20 is something that as a football player or fan, you should be accustomed to starting drives around the 20. So
let's see if that unit can continue to do what they were doing last week.
Yeah, that offensive line, if they play well tonight, it can be a statement game.
See if Gordon can add on. What did he have, 200 yards last game, 222 yards?
He had a lot.
Yeah.
More than I can count. Montgomery with Gordon in the backfield. They'll bring Passe in motion. There's the snap they're going to hand to Gordon. He bounces in, then back inside up to about the 29 on that carry. Pretty nice gain of about 6 yards. They're going to give him the 28 instead of the 29. Oh, well, looks like the 29. So it's going to be 2nd and 4. The Lions in the huddle, 2 receivers in the formation. Those receivers are Isaac Montgomery and Malachi Ramos. Gordon, the running back. There's a snap. The handoff goes to Gordon. He finds a little crease on the right side. Keeps churning his feet up to the line to gain. Looks like he's going to have enough for a Leander first down.
Yeah, that unit's getting a good surge on that defensive line right there. Hat for hat. And here comes Gordon behind him, sifting through it. Being patient with the cuts. He's about 1 or 2 cuts, and he's gone.
Yeah, I thought he had a lane there to the right, but he couldn't quite get out of the mass of humanity that he was in. 9:45 remaining in the quarter, 1st and 10 Lions. Gordon, the running back, they're going to hand to him again. Oh, it's a fake. Montgomery pulls it. He's going to carry it up over the 40 to the 41, and he's getting up slowly. It looks like he's a little bit shaken up on that. I think he might have landed on that football. That never feels good. But that gain of about 8 yards is going to make it 2nd down and 2. Montgomery stays in the game. The white hat checks on him. Montgomery looks to the sideline to get the call. The clock is moving at 9:06 and counting.
Yeah, it looked like he got the wind knocked out of him on that one.
Yeah,
sure.
Anytime you land on that football, it doesn't feel good. You need a little extra time. I don't see the play clock. Oh, there it is. It's down to 5 seconds. They get it off. It's a handoff to Gordon. He bounces it outside as number 74 was there to plug the hole. We have a fumble. Was he down before he fumbled? Doesn't appear that that's going to be the ruling on the field. The box has stayed there, and it will be Bronco football, and that's the first turnover of tonight's game, and that could be the story for who wins tonight is who gets the most turnovers, but not only gets those turnovers, capitalizes upon those turnovers.
It's just time for defense to continue what they've been doing, getting stops.
Looks like we got a new quarterback and running back, or at least a new quarterback, and it's going to be Reese Rosenbaum along with Dupree in the backfield. Rosenbaum's going to hand it. No, he's going to keep it. He's got a big lane there. Gets his helmet knocked off, but he's able to continue forward. Nice hit there by, looked like Liam Walters. Could have been Jackson Arnold.
Oh, that was Liam Walters right there. There's a reason why he's leading with the 8 tackles right there.
Still a gain of about 4 on the play. He's going to make it 2nd and 6. So unless they burn a timeout, he'll have to come out of the game. And he does, and Josiah James back in at quarterback, 2nd down. There's a snap, fake, looking downfield. Pass is complete to number 4, Zion Harness, who made a really good adjustment on that football. It was thrown short, very, very underthrown, but he was able to cut in and get his hands underneath it on the dive and make the catch. 1st down and 10 from the 14-yard line of the Lions. Dupree and James in the backfield for the Broncos. They bring a man in motion. They're going to hand to him on the jet sweep. That is number 1, Peters. And he's going to pick up a nice gain of about 7-8 yards down to about the 6-yard line. Looks like they need to get down to the 4, maybe 3.5. So about a 2nd and 3 or 2nd and 3 it looks like. Knocking on the door are the Broncos. The Lions are able to get a stop after a nice kick return to open the game. But then after a couple of first downs, turn the ball over to the Broncos, and they're looking to capitalize here. James flips it in the flat to Dupree, and he's going to get tackled for a loss at about the 11. What a great tackle by Tyler Moorman. The free safety coming up fast. And surely wrapping up that Dupree.
Wasn't allowed no moves to be made right there. Definitely attacked him at the hip.
Yeah, so that's a loss of about 3 yards, maybe 4. It's going to be 3rd and 7. They need to get down to the 4. This could be 2-down territory, or perhaps they have a weapon at kicker. We'll see. James and Dupree in the backfield trying to draw the defensive line off with a hard count, unable to get them to get too far into the neutral zone there. There's the snap. James looking to throw. Corner of the end zone. It's way over the receiver's head. Pressure coming on Josiah James. He just had to get rid of that football, and that'll stop the clock with 6:04, and that tells me that you're going for it on 4th down. If on 3rd and 6 you're going to take a shot at the corner of the end zone. But as soon as I say that, they bring out the kicking unit. Shows how much I know. That's why I'm up here and not down on the sidelines.
Yeah, the Lions were definitely bringing a pack on that last one.
Kicker looks like it's going to be number 99, Aiden Lassich, for the Broncos. And he's a lefty here on the near hash. The southpaw. There's the snap. The hold is good. The kick is up, and it is it gets through there, but just barely, but it will count. The score 3-0. Lake Belton on top of Leander with 5:59 remaining here in the first. Just want to shout out again all of our fans and faithful, and just remind you all that I believe it's the 29th of October. That's a Wednesday, and that is Trunk or Treat at Leander High School. So dress up your kids, your neighbors' kids, and just random kids, and bring them on up to Trunk or Treat. There'll be plenty of people handing out candy in a safe environment. You'll have an opportunity to go through some class team and program-sponsored events. Apparently the Bluebells always got something good going, and the cheerleaders always got something kind of really scary. So make sure you come out and enjoy the community and what it is to be a Leander Lion, a part of Lion Nation. We will be there having a podcast, but you can come up and say hi. You can come up and criticize us if you like. We're all for everything. Some of us like to get criticized a little bit. So kicking off is number 99 again. That's Aiden Lassich for the Broncos. It's got a little bit of a pooch kick. It's going to be fielded at around the 15. Coming to the near side is Isaac Montgomery. He's going to carry over the 25 to about the 27-yard line, where he's wrapped up there by number 13, A.J. Peters. So the Lions will have their second opportunity with the football, down 3-0. Again, the Lions able to pick up a couple of first downs before a fumble resulted in a opportunity for Lake Belton to drive down and pick up a 3-point field goal. 5:52 remaining here in the first. Camarion Gordon to the left of Mason Montgomery. They'll bring Passe in motion. There's the snap. They're going to hand to Gordon. Lake Belton's doing a pretty good job there in the middle. Reese Rosenbaum. Well, he's a quarterback. That can't be him. Well, that's number 8. Christian Oncherwi on the tackle. Long huddle for the Lions here. 20 seconds on the play clock. Game clock moving at 5:20.
Good to see Dominique Harmillo back in.
Yeah, he's missed a couple of games, and we'll see if there's any lingering effects or if he's full speed. Game clock down to 5:08. Play clock at 3. They'll get it off. Montgomery throws it into the flat intended for Isaac Montgomery. Mason Montgomery had a rusher in his face in number 17, Gavin Owens, and forced him to throw that pass off his back foot and a little bit earlier than he would have preferred. It stops the clock, the game clock at 5:01. Sounds like our mic's facing the Lake Belton band, so you're going to get to hear a lot of that here tonight. Kamarion Gordon on the carry. He's going to get spun down around the 29, a gain of maybe 1 yard. So the punting unit will have to come out for the Leander Lions, and in their second offensive series, they have 0 success. Still better than a turnover, but you want to be able to move the ball down the field, get your defense some rest. Neither team's defense have been on the field for very long at this point, but this will be the third series for Lake Belton.
Yeah, if the Lions are going to be successful at the run game this night, they're going to have to put some hats on the D-line. They're doing what they will right now.
Rene Rodriguez back to punt. Gets a nice punt off. It's going to be fielded at the 35. We have a penalty flag down. More than likely it's going to be a block in the back. Gavin Stewart, with a nice return running from the right to left over midfield into line territory to about the 42. But the penalty flags are sitting at the Lake Belton Bronco 37. So if it's a block in the back, it's going to be scrimmaged around the 27, 26-yard line, depending on which flag is the most accurate.
Oh, yeah, they gave pushed Ugo pretty good right there. He went flying for about 6 yards on that one.
Yeah, if you hit somebody when they're not looking, a blindside or a block in the back, those will be penalized. Blindside blocks usually get a 15-yard penalty, so that looks like a block in the back. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Broncos at the 27-yard line. This there, as I mentioned, third series with 4:04 remaining in the first. Dupree at running back. It looks like Rosenbaum is back in at quarterback for the Broncos. He'll take a snap. He'll hand to Dupree. And Dupree will try to pick his way past the 30. And he's going to maybe get the 31 for a gain of 4.
That was a great job by Perkins to break it down right there and not let him get by him.
Looked like Gaither also in there along with Evan Perkins. So second down. I need to get better eyeballs. So James back in at quarterback for the Broncos as they have a little bit of a rotation going at the 1. It's an empty set for James. 5 wideouts in this spread formation. They'll bring a man in motion. Look in that direction as it's kind of setting up a double pass there. And open field down the right sideline, number 23 finally forced out of bounds. That's Braxton Cope. It looked like he may have stepped out well earlier, but no call from the referees on this near side of the field. It'll be 1st and 10 in line territory at the 29 for the Broncos. Zion Dupree remains the running back with the quarterback, Josiah James. He has 2 receivers on either side of the formation. He'll bring Peters in motion. There's the snap looking that way. It is a pass in the flat to Peters. He's able to bounce outside and pick up about 5-6 yards at about the 24. Make it the 23 is where he'll be marked. So a gain of about 6 yards. Second down and 4. Didn't get the number on that tackle there on the far side of the field for the
That was
line.
number 15, Perkins, with the tackle over there.
James in a shotgun formation with Dupree to his right. There's the snap. They're going to hand to Dupree straight ahead. He finds a little seam. He's in the open. He's spun out of a tackle. He's at the 10, running for the corner. He's going to be out at about the 1-yard line. Forced out by Tyree Smith, number 3 line cornerback. And for the second series in a row, the Broncos are knocking on the goal line. The line defense able to turn them away. The last time they were inside the 10, unfortunately, it wasn't as close as this, down on the 1-yard line, but a penalty flag, a potential bad snap, anything can happen to give you defensively a little bit more breathing room. The Lions will stack the middle, and it'll be straight ahead for the running back or quarterback, Davian Peters. Either way, it was a straight snap, kind of a wildcat formation. And so it is now Lake Belton 9, Leander 0 with 2:25 remaining here in the first. Looks like we got a new kicker in for this attempt. Looks like it's going to be number 17.
That's number 87.
87. 87 is Long Chuang. The kick is up. It is good. It is a 10-0 lead for the Lake Belton Broncos.
Yeah, that's a big offensive line right there. Once they get moving, they're getting some movement. We're just going to have to anchor down a little bit on defensive line.
Yeah, the big thing is moving the ball offensively. When you possess it, you get your defense rest, you get confidence offensively, you get points generally, and you keep the football away from the opponent. It's nowhere near kind of out of reach. Anything can happen at this point. It's still first quarter. It's just a 10-point lead. Could be worse.
A little trip down 35, getting our bearings down.
Well, the Lions, we kind of talked about it off air. We couldn't really remember the last time Leander won 3 football games in a row. So this is a big night. If they can pull off a win here tonight, then I think it bodes well for what's being reflected as the future of Lion football. Back deep to receive for the Lions is Isaac Montgomery, and I believe that is going to be number 8, Malachi Ramos, as well. Off the hop is going to be picked up off the carpet by Montgomery, running to the outside, cuts up on the sideline, will carry it up to about the 33-yard line, where he's tackled by number 21, Xavier Rodriguez. And so the Lions will have their third possession here. They had a turnover and a punt so far here tonight offensively. Still looking for that mojo they had last week against the Chaparral. They're the Bobcats, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bobcats. I almost call them Wildcats.
It's a cat.
Well, it's Temple's the Wildcats, though. So I mean, they're right there too. Those might be fighting words, as they say. Camarion Gordon, the tailback, beside his quarterback Mason Montgomery. They're going to bring Jaramillo in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Camarion Gordon. He's going to back his way forward over the 35 to about the 37 for a gain of about 4. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 6 yards to go.
That was a good hard run right there.
Yeah, there's a lot of bodies, there's a lot of size there in the middle of that defense, but you want to continue to pound it there because you want to soften it up as much as you can. You want to get those guys tired so that Mason Montgomery has a lot of time to pick apart the secondary. Montgomery will take the snap, hand to Gordon. Gordon finds a little bit of a crease over the 40. He's going to be real close as the scrum develops, and it looks like based on the forward progress granted, will be a 1st down for Leander at the 44-yard line, nearing midfield.
Yeah, Gordon's running hard. He's earning every bit of those yards right there for sure.
But I like the scrum effort by the linemen to continue to push. It's real easy when the play's basically over to take it easy, but the offensive line did not do so on that play. Down to about 1:05 in the first quarter. It's going to be a handoff to Gordon. He has himself stacked up. Then he's able to bounce out and pick up about 8-9, spinning down to the 40, down to about the 36, make it the 38-yard line. Beautiful run there by Camarion Gordon.
He just pinballed his way to the open field right there.
Yeah, he spun after that initial contact and picked up about 3 yards on the spin. 45 seconds, 40 seconds now and counting in the first. Let me get it straight. 1st and 10 for the Lions at the 38. Gordon remains the running back. Shifted over to the right of Montgomery. They fake to him. Pass in the flat is complete to number 8, Malachi Ramos, for a gain of about 3 yards to the 35, and that should probably be the end of the first quarter as the game clock's down under 10 seconds and the Lion offense doesn't look like they're anywhere near thinking about running down to snap a play. And so it is 10-0 after 1 quarter of play here at Tiger Stadium on the campus of Belton High School, where the Lions are hosted by Lake Belton. Lake Belton being the Broncos, not the Tigers. I'm sure at some point they'll rename this stadium or something, but maybe not. I guess it depends on which alumni is donating the most money to the independent school district.
Right. This is the same field Ramon Taylor used to play on.
It is. Of course, it was grass back then.
Right, not so shiny like it is now.
I think this is the field that when I played here, we had a lightning storm and a lot of rain, and back then they didn't even tell people to get out of the stands. and the track used to be one of those caliche tracks that that crushed granite, and so it had curbs on the outside, and the rain was so much that it was filling up to the edge of that curb and spilling over into the field. It was bad.
I bet that was fun right there, old slip and slide.
It's the only time I ever thought I was going to drown in a football game, and I'll tell you that story.
Bottom of a dog pile or something?
Yeah, when you're the center and the nose is about 285 and you're instructed to cut his legs, and it creates a pile on a –
you better hold your breath.
On a old school tush push, which we just called a quarterback sneak. But second down, 7 yards to go for the Lions as we open the second quarter. Gaither in motion. There's the snap, fake to Gordon. Montgomery slips a little bit of a pass rush, but unable to miss the third pass rusher coming through, and that'll be a loss on the play and a sack. Number 43 there to make the stop, Nick Bassick. So it'll be now 3rd and 11 as the line of scrimmage back to the Bronco 39-yard line. So the Lions got some green to navigate here. In this area of the field, I kind of see it being 2-down territory if you get a decent gain here on 3rd down, making 4th more manageable. Gordon to the right. They'll hand to Gordon. No, it's a fake. Montgomery. What? Oh, it was some little trickeration. But the Broncos weren't fooled like I was. Montgomery ends up getting sacked. And it's a loss on the play of about 2. I lost the football there, Frank. I didn't see what happened.
No, he just kept it. It was a quarterback keep on that one.
And he just ran into a wall of people.
They sniffed it out.
Because I didn't see him. I saw somebody running in the open. Out for a second, I thought it was him. 4th down, and the Lions will punt.
All that misdirection is like he had a spy on them. They weren't falling forward.
Well, they obviously came prepared to watch Montgomery, watch Gordon. The Lions are going to have to find somebody to step up here. Punt from Rodriguez takes a line roll down to about the 10-yard line, where it will be Bronco football for their 4th series of the first half. Again, they're leading the Lions by a score 10-0. And as we mentioned a couple of times, the winner of this game really has the head, the hand up in this playoff race. Right now we have 2 teams tied for 1st, and then we have 3 teams tied for 3rd. So only 4 teams get to go to the playoffs. 2 and 3 is 5. My midway math checks out there. Somebody's going to be –
and somebody at the top is going to take a loss tonight. Eastview and Georgetown are playing,
right.
So it'd be good to be in that mix.
So far, Georgetown is leading Eastview 7-0 in the second.
It's going to be a handoff straight ahead to Dupree. Has a little bit of a lane. Kind of carrying that football out there like a loaf of bread, as my dad would say. But he'll pick up a first down with a nice 12-yard run right behind left guard.
Yeah, it'd be nice to punch that thing out. He definitely has it out there. And this is that sophomore we were talking about. I mean, he's pretty shifty.
Yeah, he's big too. He's
Got
much
that
bigger.
Reggie Bush type running going on here.
I mean, he's easily 6 foot, if not taller. Looks like we got a new quarterback in Rosenbaum. They'll hand to Dupree to the right. He's got a little bit of space, being chased by Mormon, but not until after he picks up a first down, stepping out of bounds at the 42-yard line of the Broncos. So another gain of about 7-8 yards for Dupree. And it looks like they're finding something on the edges here against the Lion defense. Linebackers need to make those reads more appropriately. Rosenbaum, the quarterback. Dupree to his left. They're going to fake to Dupree. A slant pass is completed from Rosenbaum, and that is number 4, Zion Harness, carrying it inside Lion territory all the way down to the 25-yard line before he's wrapped up by Tyler Moorman and Nick Winton. Clock moving at 9:45 here in the half, and you really don't want to get down an additional score here if you can help it. Now is the time to stiffen your neck and try to prevent any more progress forward. That way that field goal attempt is a long one. It's going to be a handoff, got a reverse. The Lions sniffed it out, but a move made in the backfield by number 1 Peters, as he's going to carry it for a first down inside the 15 down to the, looks like the 13-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 13. Oh, they got him on the 10. So 1st and goal from the 10. Rosenbaum takes the snap, looks to the left corner. Tries to throw a back shoulder fade to Christian Onchewere. And out there with good coverage, Tyree Smith breaking that up.
Yeah, Tyree Smith was all over that one right there.
Looks like they're going to bring James back in at quarterback, so Rosenbaum will come off the field. The running back will remain Dupree. It looks like we're going to have a timeout. Leander with 9 minutes and 10 seconds remaining, that being their first timeout. What are you doing on this play, Frank? It's already 2nd down. They got to, Lake Belton's got to negotiate 10 yards to get a touchdown. Defensively, are you relying on your base defense to apply the pressure you need on James? Because he's a runner too.
Yeah, I would definitely send some pressure on this one right here. It just seems they need to just send in some extra reinforcements right here.
So you'd be happier putting pressure and forcing him to run.
Forcing the runner, get in his face so he can't pass.
Okay, we'll see what happens here as they break the huddle on the sideline. Do the Broncos. Lions still in their sideline huddle. And that last second instruction from the defensive coaches, Coach Lopez along with Coach Price over there, a couple other of the Lion assistant coaches.
Got Big Timon in there.
Lions with a 3-man front. There's the snap. They're going to hand it. No, it's a pass. And on the slant, it's completed from James to Harness. And all he had to do was get his body between the football and Nick Winton, and that is exactly what Harness did and made the catch. That part you got to do as well. But it is now a 16-0 lead with 9:05 remaining in the first half. Point after attempt coming up. And it is, again, number 87, Long Chuang. There's the snap. A little bit high, able to get it down, hold, kick is up, and it's good for a 17-0 Bronco lead over the Leander Lions. You don't want to travel to Belton a little over an hour to take a thumping. The Lions going to have to figure something out here, Frank. You get the football to open the second half, but you got to get some points here in the first half.
Yeah, they've had some good movement. You just got to put it all together right there. The rush game's looking pretty good. We're just having some missed faults. The fumble to begin with on the other drive over there. That 3 and out. I mean, the Lions definitely have the capacity to do all this. They've shown that already.
Well, we saw them against Georgetown get down and by points, but they didn't get down emotionally. They didn't get down mentally. They continued to battle. We'll see. Now's the time to start battling if it wasn't a quarter ago.
Let's see if we get on the offense, get a good drive going, and then put a cap on number 4 and number 5 like we talked about. Those are their weapons so far. If we can stop them, I imagine we can stop the score.
Ramos and Montgomery back deep. Christopher Arnell, one of the up backs. Kicking off for the Broncos, Aiden Lasich. The lefty put his foot into it. It's going to be fielded at about the 23. And not much there after fielding it. That's Jaden Connolly on the return for the Lions. They're going to have the football around the 25-yard line. Looks like exactly on the 25. And this is their 5th drive of the half. They only have about 4 first downs here in the first half. I don't think Lake Belton has more than 4 or 5 either. They just have a couple of big plays to put themselves in scoring position. One a fumble and the other a nice run by Dupree. So Montgomery will have Gordon in the backfield. Malachi Ramos way wide here on the near side. They're going to hand to Camarion Gordon. There's a flag comes flying in. He's going to pick up about 3, maybe 4 yards, but looks like it's going to go against Leander.
They're going to get Wells on that one right there.
Was it a hold?
Yeah, it was a hold right there. He took him to the ground, tackled him to the ground.
So that'll move the line of scrimmage back to the 15-yard line. It will remain first down. 8:48 and counting here. Lions still in the huddle. Play clock just now starting. Will be Gordon at running back. Montgomery looking to throw down the left sideline. Just some misinterpretation, miscommunication there between Isaac Montgomery and Mason Montgomery, as no one down the field as he was looking for Isaac Montgomery to stretch the field there. It's going to fall incomplete. 2nd down and 15. Lions in the huddle again. Play clock stopped at 8:25. Same backfield for the Lions. They got a couple of receivers on the top of the formation and Malachi Ramos here on the near side. Bring Conley in motion. Montgomery flushed out. Pass into the flat. It's complete on the sideline to Aiden Passe right at around the 23. So he gets a little bit of the yardage back. It's going to be 3rd down and about 12, maybe 13 yards.
That's good patience right there by Monta. He knew he was about to take a hit, but he made sure he lined up just right, get them yards.
Yeah, he was able to get a little bit back. It's just not enough for what the Lions need here. Play clock down to 13 seconds. Lions finally get the play in on 3rd and long. Going to have 3 receivers on the near side of the formation for Montgomery. There's the snap, fake to Gordon. Looking downfield, over the middle of the field. It's intercepted. Return to the 25, down to about the 21. It looks like that was number 33, Isaiah Nakai, on the interception. And he'll return it down to the 22, make it the 21 for a 1st down 10 Broncos. With 8:06 remaining in the half, And they can really put the Lions in a hole if they get some points here. If you can hold them to 3, that's not that bad, but a touchdown here, and you're going to have to come correct in the second half to really.
Yeah, the Lions are going to have to find a way to get that ball back, do some turnovers right here, punch that ball out, because number 5's been shown he's not, as a sophomore, he's not really toting that thing and securing it like he's supposed to. So there's an Achilles heel right there if they can attend to it.
Rosenbaum back in at quarterback for the Broncos. Takes the snap, looks to throw. No one there. Looked like the intended receiver was coming out of the backfield from the H-back position. I think that was Luke Phillips.
It looked like Milne almost got a hand on it, too.
That. It was Gavin Owens. Or I'm sorry, Logan Winkler. I'll get my eyes right in a minute here. James back in the game at quarterback for the Broncos. Dupree still the running back. Davian Peters, who had a big play a couple of series ago at the receiver on the top of the formation on the inside in the slot. The Lions tighten the coverage. James looking to throw down the middle of the field. No one there. Good coverage there by Tyler Mormon on the receiver that James preferred, and that is number 10, Brock Van Rax. And so it is third down now for the Broncos. Big play here for the Lion defenses. This is a very long field goal from here. You're looking at about a 37 to 40 yarder if they get no yardage on this play here. And the Lions again tighten the coverage. A little closer to the line of scrimmage, looking downfield. He has a receiver in the corner of the end zone. It's too tall. Good defense out there by the Lions secondary, Tyler Mormon and Tyree Smith. It's going to be fourth down. Will they go for it? The clock stopped at 7:49. Looks like they thought about maybe kicking a field goal. Looked like Lassick was about to run out there, the kicker. But it looks like they're going to leave the offense out on the field, and they're going to bring in a new running back, and that's Braxton Cope. We're going to line him up at one of the slot receivers, fourth down and 10. James takes the snap, looking downfield. Down the center seam, no good. Good coverage there by Tyler Mormon to break it up. Intended for Davian Peters, and he had him for a second, but Tyler Mormon able to come over that back shoulder and get a hand in there, and either got a hand on the ball or at least blocked the vision of Peters. That pass might have been a little bit errant as well. So the Lions able to dodge a little bit of a bullet there after the interception on the last series from Mason Montgomery to number 33, Isaiah Nakai.
Yeah, that was great defense right there by the Lions. Get pressure on the quarterback.
They needed it, and let's see if they can get some momentum out of it. We've got two receivers either side of the formation for Mason Montgomery. There's the snap. They're going to fake to Gordon. Tipped into the air. That pass intended for Dominic Jaramillo. It's going to fall harmlessly incomplete, but it did pop up into the air, which is always a little bit scary if you're a quarterback or a fan who gets fluctuating blood pressure issues.
Right. The old line was doing pretty good right there, pass blocking. I didn't see anybody getting back. There's about 6 rushing. Nobody came through the line, so looks like the unit's getting warmed up.
Second down, 10 yards to go for the Lion offense. There's the snap. Montgomery hands to Gordon. He bounces off some tacklers and able to make something out of nothing, but he's only going to pick up about 2 yards to the 23, where it'll be third down and 8. And the Lion offense is kind of bogged down here. The Bronco defense really able to get in the running lanes and have caused a lot of problems for Kamarion Gordon to really get momentum on some of these runs.
Yeah, it's that big number 74. He sees that line pulling. He just anchors down, just drops down with it. The laws of physics at that point.
That's Evan Lazat for the Broncos as they shift him to the wide side of the formation at end. There's a snap. Montgomery drops back, and we're going to have probably a motion penalty. I think that's probably going to go against number 8, Malachi Ramos, as he started to curve towards the line of scrimmage in motion. So that will move the scrimmage to the 16. It'll still be third down. The Lions need to get to the 31, so they'll need 15 yards on this play or this and a fourth down if you go for it, which wouldn't be advisable on this end of the field. So you got to get it all here without turning it over. Gordon will be the running back. 2 receivers on either side for Mason Montgomery. Fakes to Gordon. On the near side to Ramos. Almost had it. Had a little bit of challenge for it by Christian Onchuri. I'm going to get that name right at some point. Onchuri. That's what the PA just said. Chris Onchuri.
Onchuri.
So the Lions will bring out the punting unit.
We're going to need one of them boom punts right now for Rodriguez.
And the Bronco returner, can't really see his number right here, but he's lining up right at midfield. It looks like it might be
number 8.
Chris Onchuri. And it is. We have a penalty flag down. I guess might be a delay. No, it's not a delay. Maybe it was. It was a delay game. Well, Rodriguez just wants to have enough green to really put his toe into this one. 6:21 on the game clock here in the first half. Kind of a high snap. Rodriguez gets a nice punt off. It's going to bounce and take a line roll. It's going to be fielded by Onchuri at the 40 to the 35 to about the 31. A dangerous play by Onchuri, but he's able to get something positive out of it, and the Broncos have it 1st and 10 on the Leander 31. The Lion defense going to have to step up again here, trailing 17. Pretty late here in the second quarter. Looks like we have it's Rosenbaum in at quarterback for the Broncos. That is Dupree still at running back. They're going to hand to Dupree, and he's going to get wrapped up and driven backwards.
What a great tackle by Milne right there.
Yeah, and it started out with Milne, and it was cleaned up by Virgil Garcia, or Emmanuel Ugo, rather, number 11.
He just ran up on him and didn't give him a chance to do any kind of shift movements.
They're going to say that he got back to the line of scrimmage, but the referee on the near side has the line of scrimmage back a couple of yards. I guess they're going to move it back. There we go. So line of scrimmage now the 33 of Leander. Same backfield for the Broncos. 2 receivers here on the near side. A man in motion that direction. They're coming this way. It's Dupree. He's going to get forced out of bounds around the 25, but there is a flag that came in, which is more than likely a hold, as I can see Emmanuel Ugo's shoulder pads are sticking up vertically. More than likely that's going to be coming back. We'll wait on the white hat to call the call. We're not getting any calls from the referees. Was this a 10-yard penalty? We're going to assume a hold.
Yeah, that was a hold on that that big old number 7.
It is second down. The Broncos need to get to the 21, line of scrimmage to the 35, so they're needing about 14 here. They'll send Dupree in motion. James alone throws it into the flat, bobbled and then caught by number 4 Harness, and he's spun down around the 29-yard line, which is going to make it third down and about 8 for a first down. So you got 2 downs here to try to get a first down. Like I said, this is pretty far out to attempt a field goal based on what we've seen from the kickers so far. They've been accurate, but they don't have a ton of distance. Third down and 8. There's the snap. James flushed out to his right. Again, pressured, able to make a man miss. He runs up the sideline. He's going to be stopped shy of the line needed by about 3 yards. Looks like he got to the 25, so it'll be 4th and 4. Another opportunity for the Lions to get off the field defensively on their own end of the field. I don't see the field goal unit coming out, and it's probably wise. That would be about a 42-yard attempt from where the football is scrimmaged now. James, the quarterback, with Dupree in the backfield to his right. There's the snap. They're going to hand to Dupree. He's going to pick up the first down and more. He's down to the 15, down to about the 13, where he'll have a first down and step out of bounds with 4 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in this half. The Lions are going to have to go back to the drawing board on both sides of the lines because the offensive line and the defensive line are having a little bit of trouble here as we get into this half deeply. Rosenbaum in the game now. They're going to hand to Dupree coming to the near side. He's got a lane, a little bit of hold on the edge, no call. And they're going to give a touchdown to the Broncos. It looked like Tyler Moorman was being held as well as potentially Evan Perkins here on the edge. But regardless, it is now a 23-0 lead with 4:13 remaining in the half. The Lions are really going to need to get down and get some points here before the half. They do get the football to open the second half, but you'd like to do that with some points. See that hold there on the edge?
Yeah, there was a little bit of hold right there, but the Lions are going to have to do a little better job of shutting them blocks right there. Ugo ran upfield and made him cut back inside, which is – you got good movement on there. You got to do better tackling right there, getting off them blocks.
The point after attempt is good, making the score 24-0 with 4:13 remaining in the first half. Since we got the crowd mic working here, we're going to leave the crowd mic on for the halftime show, so stick around. You'll be able to see the Lion Band as well as the Bronco Band. Likely see the Bluebells usually. Don't want to misstate it and get in trouble with the listeners.
Yeah, don't do that. We'll be waiting for you in the parking lot at home.
Yeah. Lassick, if they're waiting, maybe they can power wash the driveway while they're waiting. Back deep is going to be Isaac Montgomery as well as Malachi Ramos.
Get some of them oil stains out of there.
Yeah. It's from my kids' cars. Well, and I had an 83 square body for a while. It seeped
little
oil.
clunker.
Oh, it was awesome, but it seeped oil everywhere it went. Braxton Hernandez and Michael Arnell, the upbacks, in case this is a short kick from Lassick. It's going to be a fairly deep one. Ramos is going to field it at the 6, up to the 10. It's going to get wrapped up around the 15. Got to run with a little bit more authority on that return there. Just pick a lane and go. He didn't really see anything developing, and he kind of hesitated and ends up costing him about 5 yards. So the Lions will have it 1st and 10 on their own 15. They just need a play. That's all they need. They need some momentum. The momentum has gotten away from Leander. Never really has been on the Lions' side during this football game, but it was just kind of non-existent for about that first quarter.
Yeah,
but in the second quarter, it's been all Broncos.
The Lions definitely going to put something together now. See if we can get a score here and get the ball back in second half.
The H-back here on the near side with a couple of receivers. Montgomery throws the opposite way. It's going to be completed at about the 28. Not much of a gain there on the dive. Looked like that might have been
Montgomery.
Got to put that pass where he can keep his feet and try to make a play with them legs. Montgomery certainly has the speed and ability to make a play in space. 2nd down and 7. There's the snap. They hand to Gordon. Not finding much there on the left side of the line. Coming up to make the tackle is Chris Onchweri as he's making plays on both sides of the football here tonight for the Broncos. Clock moving at 3:15 here in the half. 3rd down and 7 for the Leander Lions. Play clock down to about 18 seconds. They'll bring in the play, it looks like. As coming into the game comes Dominic Jaramillo. Lions could use a big play from the receiver position. Jaramillo lined up with 3 receivers on the near side. Montgomery rolling that way. Pass is complete to Malachi Ramos. He's going to pick up the 1st down at about the 28. That'll stop the clock with 2:43 to set the chains.
Yeah, it was nice of Ramos to sit down right there and skate out and get open on the outside.
Lions are back in business here. Taking their time in the huddle. 2:30 remaining in the game. There will be a 2-minute timeout here and about a half a minute of game clock. Montgomery and Gordon in the backfield. Montgomery fakes to Gordon. Looks down the left sideline. Gets a nice pass. Open. Oh, and tried to catch him with a back shoulder pass. It's going to be incomplete. That was Isaac Montgomery, the intended receiver, out there in coverage.
And he had about 2 steps on that receiver right there. So been nice to kind of lead that one. He'd have been coasting on into the end zone that one.
Yeah, I think that was Chris Harmon defensively for the Broncos. 2nd down and 10. We're down to 2 minutes, 10 seconds remaining here in the half. The Lions will have 1 play, and then we'll have a 2-minute timeout. Montgomery back deep to pass. Had a receiver on the seam, but he overthrew him, and a nice diving interception for the Broncos, number 25, Jason Sherman. And so the Broncos will have the football with 2:04 remaining in the first half and a big lead. Up 4 scores, 3.5. Technically, you could say it's 3 scores with 2-point conversions, but you can ill afford to give up another touchdown in this situation. Dupree remains the running back. The quarterback, Josiah James. 2 receivers on either side of the spread formation. They're going to bring Peters in motion. There's the snap. Pass in the flat to Peters. He's going to pick up about a yard and be run out of bounds by number 9, Chase Milne. They're going to give him 3 yards up to the 40 or the 39. On the near side, the side judge has him at the 39. Far side, they have him at the 40. Looks like we're going to have a timeout, and they can discuss it. And that is the 2-minute timeout that we are currently under.
Yeah, Leander's going to have to find a way to get that ball back. We're losing the turnover game right now, 3-0.
Yeah, it's tough to win football games when you give the opponent more possessions with the football than you have. So, I mean, obviously you got to be successful on those possessions, but they have had the better starting field position of the first half by a lot. Lions have spent the beginning of most of their drives down near their goal line within the 30-yard line, and most of the Broncos' drives have started on the Lions side of the football field or near midfield.
And I said this before, that the Lions are going to get creative right here and take advantage of that running back being a sophomore. I mean, he's toting around that rock like you said, a loaf of bread. So it'd be nice to go ahead and punch that out and kind of even up that turnover score.
Well, and it can also affect confidence if you cause a couple of turnovers. And Dupree is not short of confidence at the moment, having good run after good run. 2nd down and 7. They'll give it to him again. A little bit of a contact on the edge. Looks like there's going to be a hold as number 11, Emmanuel Ugo, is dragged to the ground by the tight end, number 86,
I mean, at that point,
Everett Mock.
That's the only way they can defend him right there, because Ugo, he's been a presence so far, and it's hard to block him.
Not that much time ran off the clock on that play, about 10 seconds. They're discussing about where to assess the penalty from. And they're going to assess it from the line of scrimmage, which is going to push the line of scrimmage to midfield. It will remain second down and 17 this time for the Broncos. We have an empty set for Josiah James. 3 receivers on the wide side of this formation on the Leander side of the field. There's the snap. James looking down the middle of the field, has a man open over the top. What a catch by number 1, Davian Peters. He caught it about 3 times as it was almost punched out by Tyler Moorman. Also there defensively is Evan Perkins, but it is a first and goal for the Broncos from the 10-yard line. Clock moving at 1:40 in the half. Rosenbaum in the game with Dupree as his running back. Rosenbaum hands to Dupree straight ahead. He runs off left guard for a touchdown, and the Lions have run into a buzzsaw here in Belton, Texas. The score 30-0 with a point after touchdown pending. Coming in to kick the point after will be number 87, Long Shuang. The holder is going to be number 23, Braxton Cope. The point after is good, and the score now 31-0 here as the Lions got to really take a moment and gather themselves here and decide what they're going to do here from the rest of this game. Are they just going to let this one get away from themselves, or are they going to show something here to the rest of District 8 5A? I guess we'll find out here shortly. Just about 83 seconds remaining here in the first half. We'll bring you the halftime shows from both bands.
A couple scores here. Cedar Park leading Glenn 21-0 in the second. And in the Battle of Birkelbach, Georgetown leads Eastview 17-0 in the second.
Eastview, coached by the former defensive coordinator of these Leander Lions before the days of Coach Price here, before his tenure under Coach Smith, Coach Robb. He's the head coach there at Eastview, so we'll get to see him a little later in the season. They're taking a little bit of the punishment the Lions got to open district play with that Georgetown Eagle team. When they show up to play, they're ready to play. Aiden Lassich, the lefty, to kick for the Broncos. Going to be a little bit of a short kick, fielded by Montgomery at about the 18. He's up to the 25, outside to the 30, 35, 40, spinning down to about the 43, where he's finally stopped by the Broncos. And the Lions have, I guess, about 57, 58 yards to navigate in about 74 seconds. They're going to huddle on the sideline.
The Lions definitely going to have to put one in right here so they have something to lean on in the halftime. We're making their adjustments.
Yeah, you got to hang your hat on something positive here. You got to kind of wrangle a little bit of momentum back from the Broncos.
The all first half has been nothing but Lake Belton.
Yeah, they've owned this first half. They certainly came prepared to play here this evening. Montgomery hands to Gordon. He'll carry it over midfield into Bronco territory to about the 46 is where they're going to mark him. Clock continues to move at about a minute.
Yeah, I like that formation right there. You got Gaither.
The Lions will burn a timeout with 57 seconds. Oh, no, it's an injury timeout. What were you saying, Frank?
Oh, Gaither leading that leading block right there. Seeing that two-back tandem right there.
Yeah, they need something because Camarion Gordon is having a little bit of difficulty getting his feet going. Yeah, we only have one camera tonight.
Yeah, if anybody can help change up that offense, it's definitely the hype beast, Liam Gaither, right there.
Yeah, something needs to give here. The Lions need to get a big play, whether it's here offensively or a long pass or a nice run, just to get a little bit of momentum and confidence going into the half. Even if you get down to field goal range and you get a field goal going into half, you're feeling better about the situation. Right now, you're being blanked with just under a minute here in the first half. So they will assess a timeout against Leander after the official timeout due to the what looked like a cramp of one of the Lion players. He's successfully off the field under his own power, so no concern there other than he probably needs to eat a banana. Some potassium.
Some pickle juice or something.
Yeah. Don't give me flashbacks of the pickle juice game now. Might be before your time, but when the Cowboys were winning a lot of Super Bowls, they played the Eagles early one year at Texas Stadium, and one of the Eagle players' moms told them to drink pickle juice, and the entire game while they were just mauling the Cowboys, they were on the sidelines drinking
pickle juice.
It became a thing for like at least 6 weeks in the NFL. Every team was doing it. Football's a copycat sport, so
if it works, it works.
Yeah, 2 backs in the backfield here for Montgomery. Fakes to both of them, gives him a little bit of protection. He's going to tuck it and run anyway and get out of bounds on a loss of about 2 yards. There to force him out, it was Noah Harris. Or check that was Joe Farrell, the linebacker, on the pressure to Montgomery. So it's going to be 3rd down, about 6 yards to get a first down, keep this drive alive. There's 48 seconds on the play clock. It's not moving due to the out-of-bounds run by Montgomery. Instead, they're going to hand straight ahead to Gordon on this play. Nothing there, loss of 1. It's going to be 4th down. Looks like some of the Leander coaches are trying to plead with the referees about something on the Leander sideline. They're not getting any favor, whatever the conversation is. Coach Price chewing on an ear. Lions will have to snap the football or use their last timeout. It looks like they are going to use their last timeout with 11 seconds remaining in the half, down big. Again, want to remind you that this is homecoming for the Lake Belton Broncos, so you'll get to see the bands, but they'll be abbreviated, and you'll get to see the homecoming court celebration, I suppose. We'll be taking a break and trying to find an air conditioning vent that's outside this closet.
Wouldn't be so bad if I could see past the 30-yard line on the wall right here.
Yeah, I
need a mirror to call the game on this side over here.
Yeah, I think that this stadium was built before most broadcasts had video, at least this press box.
Right.
So most broadcasts of games that were played here were likely just radio broadcasts, well before the internet days. But even TV was probably pretty rare, unless it was Mary Hardin Baylor, and even then. Looking downfield, Montgomery's pass is intercepted by the Broncos. Oh, he throws it down at the last second wisely. There is 3 seconds remaining in the half. It is Bronco football at their own 49, so they'll have an opportunity here to run a Hail Mary type play. The Lions need to figure out how they're going to defend this. You don't want to get in too much of a prevent, because you can prevent yourself from being successful sometimes doing that.
Especially how shifty number 5's been tonight.
Yeah, you don't want to get him in space. He's definitely, you see why as a sophomore he's getting the bulk of the carries for the Broncos. James, the quarterback, with Dupree. James takes the snap, rolls to his right, looking to throw down the right sideline. Has a couple of receivers. Incomplete, and that'll be the half. I see no flags, and so we'll leave the crowd mic on. You can enjoy the halftime show. We'll be back for the second half. Stay with us. SHN Sports will return.
Stay tuned for the halftime festivities, including Homecoming 2025. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Often imitated but never duplicated, your Leander High School Bluebells. Those are directed by Ashley Williams and Lupe Summer. Bluebells are led by Captain Sarah Williams, First Lieutenant Maddie Enriquez, Second Lieutenants Lady Saunders and Mackenzie Van Zandt, Head Company Leader Madison Kellum, Company Leaders Sydney Britton, Emma John, Alyssa Larson, and Olivia Martin. Congratulations to the Bluebell of the Week, Natalia Hernandez Vera. Every week, the Bluebells nominate a teammate who has shown exemplary acts of love and compassion to receive the Be Kind, Be a Bell Award. Congratulations to our Be Kind, Be a Bell, Tatiana Masiga. Choreographed by our captain, Sarah Williams, and First Lieutenant Maddie Enriquez, please welcome the Bluebells performing a field jazz to Shake It Off. Congratulations to our members of the week. Woodwinds, McKenna Hunt. Brass, Aiden Barton. Guard, Bowie Arobio. Percussion, Logan Anderson. Xbox, Corbett Stricker. Freshman of the week, Sophia Armenta. And our section of the week is the color guard. Tonight, the Leander Band is proud to present their 2025 field show, Curiouser and Curiouser, under the direction of drum majors Ari Chun, Rebecca Smith, Case Schneider, Ira Vance, and head drum major Mariah Reeves, the Leander High School Marching Band.
The Silver Spurs are led on the field by Junior Lieutenants Jael Jolivet and Sophie Shell. Senior Lieutenant Sydney Warren. First Lieutenant Leah Kuhn. Senior Captain Rivers Mahler. The varsity spur of the week is Ruth Bullard. The JV spur of the week is Carmela Mendez. Most spirited spur is Sheila Graves. The Silver Spurs are under the direction of Emma Marsland and Haley Bilasano. Tonight, the Spurs will be performing a special homecoming routine to Dance Again. Gentlemen, your Silver Spurs. As a reminder, the Stampede will be playing their halftime show directly after the game.
High School Homecoming Court Presentation. This year's court was nominated by their educators and voted on by their peers. We are very excited to present these incredible students to you tonight. Please turn your attention to the track and join me in congratulating our 2025 class royalty. Your freshman class royalty is Selah McAfee. Selah is being escorted by her mom, Jennifer McAfee, and her best friend, Chelsea Holland. Your sophomore class royalty are Anissa Ashley and Brody Hatcher. Anissa is being escorted by her mom, Mary Ashley, and her dad, Omar Rodney. Brody is being escorted by his mom, Emily Nash, and Austin Nash. Your junior class royalty is Cruz Smith. Cruz is being escorted by her parents, Dr. David and Mrs. Katie Walker. We present to you one more time your 2025 LBHS Class Royalty. attention to the field and welcome your 2025 LBHS Senior Homecoming Court. Kayvon Breedlove is being escorted by his parents, Adrian Bryant and Corey Johnson. Kayvon is looking forward to traveling to Spain after getting a bachelor's in architecture. Coco Camacho is being escorted by her mom, Kimberly Camacho. She has been a Lake Belton cheerleader for 4 years. She is looking forward to majoring in criminal justice and being a crime scene investigator. Nathaniel Herrera is being escorted by his mom and dad, Joanne and David Herrera. Dave has been a member of the Lake Belton Stampede for 4 years. He enjoys various clubs, including Stuco and National Honor Society. He is excited to continue his education at Texas Tech University to study business at Rawls College of Business. Kate Head is being escorted by her mother, Alicia Bartek. Kate has really enjoyed her 4 years at Lake Belton. Kate is looking forward to studying engineering at the University of Texas. Evan Lazat is being escorted by his parents, Richard Lazat and Dr. Laurel Lazat. Evan has enjoyed his time here at Lake Belton playing football for 4 years. His Bronco pride is evident every time he puts on his jersey. He is looking forward to going past the first round with the Lake Belton football team. Jocelyn Kwan Nguyen is being escorted by her mother, Jessica Kwan, and her stepdad, Justin Vasquez. Jocelyn is a 4-year cheerleader at Lake and our current Stuco vice president. She plans to attend the University of Texas at Austin to major in biochemistry to one day become an orthodontist. Day Peters is being escorted by his mother, Tanya Sexton, and brother, Malik Jackson. Day is a varsity football player, and he is looking forward to playing football at Baylor University and starting his journey to achieve his dream playing football in the NFL. Jalen Russell is being escorted by her mother, Marsha Russell. Jalen has cheered for 4 years and is currently the varsity cheer captain. Jalen hopes to attend Oklahoma State University to major in biology and one day become a dermatologist. Gavin Stewart is being escorted by his parents, Josh and Lacey Stewart. Gavin has played football for 4 years and is a 2-year letterman. Gavin is excited, looking forward to going to college at the University of Oklahoma. Boomer Sooner. Alea Russell is being escorted by her mother, Amina Robinson, and her grandfather, Will Thomas. Alea's bright spirit shines as she plans to chase new goals for her senior track season. Alea is also the Student Council's social media content creator. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, your Lake Belton High School Senior Homecoming Court. At this time, we would like to announce the 2025 Homecoming King and Queen. The 2025 Homecoming King is Nathaniel Herrera. And your 2025 Homecoming Queen is Jocelyn Kwan Nguyen. Congratulations to our LBHS 2025 Homecoming King and Queen.
Welcome back to Belton, Texas, where the Lions trail big against the Lake Belton. What are they? The Broncos. The Lake Belton Broncos. Those new schools get me. They've been around for a while. I know their name, but if they change their name, then they get me again like Hayes. But we'll try to remember the Broncos. It is their homecoming, and they are on top of the Lions. We're here in our closet booth at Tiger Stadium on the campus of Belton High School, not Lake Belton High School, but Belton High School. As Frank has mentioned a couple of times, the field that Ramonts Taylor used to run on, and I also mentioned David Ash, and all you non-Longhorn fans are probably rolling your eyes, and I understand that. But we are here where those guys used to play football, and watching the Lake Belton Broncos really handle the Lions in the first half. And, it's gut check time here, Frank, for the Lions. Regardless of the outcome of this game, or really what the score says now, the question is, what are you going to do from here on out for the remainder of this game?
Yeah, the Lions are definitely going to have to come out swinging right here. I mean, nose to the grindstone. Try to win the turnover game in the second half. Get some touchdowns to go our way. Definitely need to get on the board first.
Yeah, the one turnover in the first half, kind of a giveaway, as Montgomery trying to chunk it downfield. Actually, that ended up not being a turnover. He wisely dropped the football. It looked like it was going to be a turnover, but it is a 3-turnover advantage for the Broncos in tonight's ball game. And so the Lions will receive the opening kickoff of the second half, and we should be able to do something with the football, hopefully, very soon. Both teams now onto the playing surface, and the Lake Belton band finally removing themselves from the playing area. Don't get me singing American Pie. They must yield the field. So back deep to receive for the Leander Lions, we have Isaac Montgomery, and looks like number 17 is also back deep, and that's Braxton Hernandez, the junior wide receiver. Michael Arnell, one of the up backs, as well as number 81, Xavier Frazier. So a couple of juniors getting an opportunity here on special teams. Kicking to open the second half will be Aiden Lassich of the Broncos.
Yeah, Montgomery's due for one right here. He's been pretty steady Eddie on the return so far. He's about one block away from taking one to the house. So
yeah, he's really just one, maybe two moves on some of these returns from really making it a long one. So Lassich puts toe to leather, and it will be fielded by Hernandez at the 3. He's up to the 10, 15, and he's going to be hit around the 15 and dragged down around the 18-yard line. And that was number 13 for the Broncos, A.J. Peters, on the tackle. The Lions will have it on their own 18-yard line, first down 10. We'll see what they drew up at halftime here for this opening possession, which I would presume was a big chunk of the discussion, what they're going to do when they come out for this possession. They'll come out with Kamarian Gordon in the backfield, as well as number 1, Mason Montgomery. Looks like we have an additional back. I think that's probably Walters. It's going to be a handoff to Gordon straight ahead. He'll pick up about 5, maybe 6 yards to the 24. Make it 6. It'll be second down and 4.
Yeah, it's good to see Liam Gaither out there get a lead block for Gordon right there.
The Lions in the huddle. They'll break that huddle. It is Gordon and Gaither in the backfield with Montgomery. 2 receivers in the formation, one on either side. There's the snap. They're going to hand to Gordon straight ahead. Another block by the fullback will enable Kamarian Gordon to pick up the first down to the 29. That'll move the chains for the Lions. with 10:55 and counting. The Lions will have it first down at their own 28. The Lions will break the huddle. 4-man front from the Broncos. Lions again with a 2-back pro set from shotgun. It's going to be a handoff again to Gordon. He's going to pick up about 2 yards to the 30, and really he got down to as a business decision because somebody was coming straight for that helmet. He was able to duck under that hit. It looked like that was coming from number 6, Taylor Beard, the senior linebacker for the Broncos. They're going to move that line of scrimmage back a yard, a gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Same formation for the Lions as they try to give Montgomery some protection. They're going to hand to Gordon again, straight ahead, nothing there, as the Bronco front able to defend the line of scrimmage very well here tonight.
Yeah, that Caleb Chandler's been a tough booger to block all night.
So it'll be 3rd and 9 now for the Lion offense. Able to pick up 1 first down here in the opening drive of the second half. They burned off a little over 2.5 minutes. It looks like the running back's going to be Gaither with Montgomery. There's the snap. They fake to Gaither. Montgomery's pass is complete to Passe. Or is that Hernandez? It is Passe up to the 49 for a Lion first down. They're going to give him the 48 on the Leander side of the 50. Stop made by number 23, Braxton Cope. First down 10 for Leander now, nearing midfield as the clock continues to move, under 9 minutes. Gordon and Gaither in the backfield with Mason Montgomery. Those Lions in a huddle. On the outside for Leander, we have Isaac Montgomery and Braxton Hernandez on the near side. Lions do have an H-back. They're going to hand to Gordon coming to the near side. Not much there. He's able to get close to the line of scrimmage, but he's going to be wrapped up for minimal to no gain by Joe Farrell. They're going to give him the line of scrimmage, and so it'll be 2nd and 10. That gets frustrating in the huddle as a running back if you can't even get the defensive line pushed off enough to give you a couple of yards of momentum. You got to build up those linemen. Pass in the flat is incomplete, intended for Hernandez. Kind of a back shoulder throw by Montgomery. Hernandez got his hands on it, but he was unable to bring it in. It is now 3rd down and 10 yards to go for the Lions. The clock has stopped at 7:55 remaining in the 3rd. Play clock down to about 11 seconds. Lions will break the huddle. Gordon will be the running back. 3 receivers, top of the formation. For Montgomery, he takes the snap, fakes to Gordon, drops straight back, throws towards the sticks, intended for Aiden Passe. It's going to fall incomplete out there in coverage for the Lake Belton Broncos is number 6, Taylor Beard. It is 4th down on the Lions. Look like they're going to bring out the punting unit with just under 7 minutes and 50 seconds remaining here in the 3rd. Back deep to receive this punt is Chris Honchawari off the foot of Rene Rodriguez for the Lions. Lions kind of in a tight formation here for their punt coverage. Rodriguez gets a nice spiral off. It's going to take a line bounce at about the 15 and roll to about the 11, maybe 12, where it's down by number 27, Evan Linden. So the Broncos will have their first possession of the second half after a very successful offensive first half. Really, in all phases of the game, the Broncos have been the better team tonight.
Yeah, Lions definitely have to see about getting creative, get a turnover right here. Time's definitely against us right now. So we're going to have to try to punch the ball out. Interception.
So
Something.
Reese Rosenbaum in at quarterback. Dupree, the running back. The handoff goes to Dupree, going to the wide side of the formation at the 15, 20, up near the 25. He's going to have a first down. Gain of about 11 yards as they run just a sweep to the wide side of the formation. The Lions unable to string out that play at the line of scrimmage, and as he's done all night, Zion Dupree with a nice game. Rosenbaum remains the quarterback for the Broncos. Dupree remains the running back. Bring Peters in motion. They're going to hand it to Peters coming back this near side. He's going to get tackled around the 27 by number 6, Jackson Arnold. Gain of about 3 yards on the play. He's going to bring up second down and 7. Line of scrimmage, the 28-yard line of the Broncos. Clock moving at 6:40 here in the third. Broncos not in a hurry with a big lead. Rosenbaum and Dupree the backfield. Also there in the backfield, Logan Winkler, the H-back. They'll send Dupree in motion. Rosenbaum drops straight back, looking for a screen on the near side to Winkler. It's complete. He's up to the 35, the 40. He's going to get dragged down by Emmanuel Ugo right at the Leander 45-yard line, but another first down for the Broncos. Clock continues to move at 6:05 here in the third. Broncos okay with running that play clock down to a good 10, 15 seconds each time. Rosenbaum remains the quarterback. He'll take the snap. They're going to hand it to Dupree. Dupree shakes off one tackler, is able to get near midfield. They're going to mark him at the 49. Ugo getting up off the bottom of the pile there along with Virgil Garcia, but a gain of 5 nonetheless, really about 4.5. Second down and 6. Let's make it. Clock continues to tick away on Leander's night with about 5:15 remaining here in the third. Rosenbaum brings Dupree a little closer. He's got a man in motion. They're going to hand to that man. That's number 4, Harness. And he's going to pick up about 4, maybe 5 yards. Real close to the line needed for a first down. Nope. On the near side, they're saying he's about 3 yards short. So it's going to be 3rd and 3. Really probably 2 down territory here for Lake Belton, but you kind of want to at least get a stop here and force a decision of the Bronco coaching staff. Head coach Brian Cope. Rosenbaum takes the snap. It's going to be a whistle pre-snap. They're going to call a false start against the Lake Belton Broncos. A little bit of discussion between Tyler Mormon and Davian Peters. Line of scrimmage is going to back up to the 47-yard line. So instead of 3rd and 3, it is 3rd and about 8.
Yeah, Lake Belton's doing a good job of killing that clock right now.
Yeah, it is the strategy that a wise coach would take in this situation, and we're seeing the Bronco coaching staff do that. Rosenbaum takes the snap, fakes to Dupree. He's got a little bit of pressure, so he steps up, scrambles out right. Dupree is his lead blocker, able to shake off one tackler and pick up the first down at the Leander 45. So they will have an opportunity to continue to burn clock with 4:23 and counting. 1st and 10 Broncos at the Leander 45. Back into the game at quarterback is Josiah James. but Dupree remains the running back. It's usually you see running backs get switched out and the quarterback remains the same, but not with this Bronco team. James takes the snap, drops straight back, looking down the seam, airs it out, intended for Zion Harness, but there to break it up, number 7, Tyler Moorman, the safety, and Harness is down in the end zone. The clock will stop with an injury timeout at 3:52 remaining here in the third quarter of a 31-0 lead for Lake Belton. Let's shout out the gold, silver, and bronze sponsors real quick, Juan. The gold sponsors, Mercy Veterinary Hospital, online at mercy-vet.com, and RDZ Roofing, online at rdzroofing.com. Our silver sponsors are Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, Mechanical Roofing and Exteriors, and 7 Brew Coffee. Make sure you stop by our silver sponsors. Our bronze sponsors include Texas State Optical in Cedar Park, Sisk Robb Incorporated, Austin Telco Federal Credit Union, and JT Reisdorf with State Farm. Our podcast sponsors are Lucky Rabbit, Guaco Taco, Daddy's Chicken, and Marco's Pizza. The Lion Pride the Roll Pride sponsor is Plains Capital Bank. And then finally, our Lion Pride sponsors are Great American Cookies and Marble Slab Creamery, Blue Bottom Pools, Toyota of Cedar Park, La Chaparita Meat Market, Leander Orthodontics, and Leander Veterinary Clinic. And Harness is coming off the field under his own power. It's difficult to be running at full sprint and get hit as you're diving for a football, but he seems to have shaken it off. So after the injury timeout, it is 2nd and 10 for the Broncos with 3:52 remaining here in the third. They lead big over the Lions.
I've said this before, but if the Lions want to do something, they're going to get a turnover right here.
Yeah, they just need a big play. They haven't had a momentum-shifting play this evening go in their favor. And, law of averages means that at some point you're going to get a play go your way, and the Lions really need that here. They'll come out in formation, both teams. Dupree remains the running back. They do bring out Josiah James at quarterback for the 2nd and 10. 2 receivers on the near side of the formation. The handoff's going to go to Dupree straight ahead, and he bobs his way, bounces it outside. He's in the open 30, 25-20. He's going to step out with a first down deep in Lion territory in the red zone at about, they're going to mark him at the 20. So it'll be a 1st and 10. That'll stop the clock with 3:42. Play clock moving at about 15 seconds. Game clock stationary at 3:42. Pretty much the same formation for Lake Belton. Dupree and James in the backfield. They're going to hand to Dupree straight ahead. He's got a lane up the middle. He's going to carry it down near the 10. He's going to be tackled by Ugo. Also there, looked like that was Evan Perkins. So it's a 1st and goal for the Broncos now. Clock moving at 3:22. They're going to hand to Dupree again. Shakes off one tackler. The second tackler is going to be forced out at the 1-yard line. They're going to give him the half-yard line. There to force him out is Timone Lawson as well as Tyree Smith. So it'll be 2nd and goal from the 1. Looking to extend the lead here They'll bring in Rosenbaum, so Josiah James gets him down the field to the 1-yard line, will come off the field. Dupree will remain the running back, and if you don't hand it to Dupree here, you just want to burn time off the clock. They'll bring a man in motion. There's the snap. They do hand to Dupree, and he'll take it across the goal line. With 3:04 remaining, it is now a 37-0 score with a point after touchdown coming up shortly from the Broncos.
Not to take anything away from Lake Bell, but when you have a running back like that, I mean, he just makes it easy for you.
He does. And you got, as we credited the offensive line last week for Camarion Gordon's performance against Chaparral, it's the same kind of deal here. Their offensive line has played really well tonight.
Yeah, and like a young sophomore like that, I mean, y'all be on the lookout for this guy right here.
Chong with the point after is good. And that'll make the score 38-0 with 3:04 remaining. And the Lions will have another opportunity with the football here shortly. You got some scores to update, Juan?
Yes, I do. Cedar Park Glen game. Cedar Park just scored another touchdown, so they now lead Glen 38-7 in the third. And in the Battle of Burgelbach, it's Georgetown 31, Eastview 8 in the third.
So Georgetown exerting their dominance with their sister school there in the Georgetown Independent School District. Very familiar with Birkelbach Field. I'm there multiple times during every football season. It's a pretty nice stadium overall.
But you work on your tan when you're doing that one, don't you?
Yeah, when I'm doing Southwestern games, I'm down on the field. It's pretty hot this time of year. We're in second summer,
Yeah, for real.
So back deep to receive the kick, Isaac Montgomery and Braxton Hernandez. Kicking for the Broncos is Aiden Lassich. It's a short kick. Michael Arnell able to get on the football for the Lions at around the 30-yard line, where they'll have it for a first down.
Yeah, Lions are going to have to put one on the board right here.
They got to do something. I mean, just for sheer pride alone, you want to at least move the football and get some points out of this drive here. They'll come out of the huddle from the sideline in formation. Looks like Arnell will be the running back beside Mason Montgomery. 3 receivers top of the formation. They'll bring one of those in motion, and that is Jaramillo. They're going to give it to Arnell. He's got a little bit of space in the middle of the field. He's slung around, but he'll pick up about 8 yards to the 38. And you like the spark from the running back off the bench, Michael Arnell. He doesn't bring a huge size factor, but he is built low to the ground. He runs with power, and he's got good quickness and pretty good vision we've seen, at least in late carries in games. Second down, 2 yards to go for the Lions. Arnell will remain the running back. He's to the left of Montgomery, a little behind him. And they'll fake to Arnell, pass into the flat, and did not look like Isaac Montgomery made the same read on that RPO that Mason Montgomery made, as Isaac Montgomery was out run blocking while Mason Montgomery threw it into the area, thinking that Isaac Montgomery was going to be there to catch it. So it's going to be 3rd and 2 on the incompletion. Clock stopped at 2:18. Play clock at 15 seconds for the Lions here. They do have all 3 of their timeouts. And we'll break the huddle with about 6 seconds remaining on the play clock. Arnell, the running back. There's the snap. They're going to give to Arnell. He's going to be wrapped up for a loss. Met in the backfield by number 38, Joe Farrell. And so it'll be 4th down. And about 5 yards, about 4 3/4 yards to get a first down for Leander. And they'll bring the punting unit out as the clock continues to tick under 1:51. Rene Rodriguez back to punt. The snap. Rodriguez rolls to his right. It's a nice high punt. It's going to bounce in Bronco territory, take a line roll down to about the 26, where it is downed by number 31 of Leander, Ranger Crumley, sophomore defensive back. So the Broncos will have their third possession of the second half here with a minute 23 remaining here in the third. Line defense out in formation, waiting on the Bronco huddle. Looks like there's a penalty flag against the Lions. And a face mask is what the call is. That's going to move the line of scrimmage up to the Bronco 41 as the starting point of this possession for Lake Belton. James will come in at quarterback. It looks like the Lions will get a break from Dupree as Arrington Alexander, number 22, a senior running back, will come into the game. He'll go in motion. James will drop straight back with the snap. A little tunnel screen completed to number 8, Ocherwin, and he's down the left sideline, 20-10. He's going to be pushed out by Nick Winton. Really a touchdown-saving tackle at about the 3-yard line for Nick Winton as Chris Honchueri got a tunnel screen, almost took it to the house. About a 50-yard pitch and catch there. Short pass. Sure does add to your stats as a quarterback. I'm sure Josiah James appreciates that. Running back will remain Alexander. Rosenbaum in now at quarterback. We're going to hand to Alexander. He's going to try to get the corner. Winton almost had his feet, but Alexander able to punch it in to give a 44-0 lead to the Broncos with a minute 3 remaining here in the third. And the Lions are just reeling here at this point of the ball game.
Yeah, that's tough to see right there. These kind of games test your culture for the Lions.
It really does, and you've got to bounce back from them. You can't dwell them. You can't let one loss cause you to have a second loss. And it doesn't get easy down the road. I think the Lions have Rouse next.
Rouse is next, and they defeated Chaparral 70-7 last night.
Okay, yeah.
They definitely have the offense. The Lion defense is going to have to step up. That points per game average is certainly going to take a hit here tonight with the point after being good. It's a 45-0 score with a minute 3 remaining here in the third. Kick unit for the Broncos here on the near sideline. Your Lions huddling on the visitor side. Coming out to kick is going to be Aiden Lasich. Lions have changed up their returners a couple of times here tonight. We'll see who they bring out. Will still be Isaac Montgomery, and they're going to bring out Hernandez again. The upbacks are going to be Michael Arnell and Xavier Frazier. Lasich kicked a little pooch kick the last time he was up here. We'll see if they try to kick it deep or if he's going to attempt a pooch kick again here. It is a deep kick. It's going to be fielded by Hernandez at the 2. He's across field at the 10, up at the 15. He's going to get stacked up around the 16-yard line by number 24, Chris Harmon. Also there, number 31, Noah Stevens. So the Lions again with bad, not great field position to start another drive. This time at their own 17-yard line. Just looking for an answer here. The Lion offense will break a huddle from the sideline. Looks like Jay Coates is one of the running backs in the ball game. Handoff is going to go to him. He's going to pick up about 5, maybe 6 yards to the 23. Off a right tackle. It'll be about a 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5. The other running back for the Lions is Liam Gaither. The wides, number 17, Braxton Hernandez, and number 81, Xavier Frazier. Montgomery brings Jaramillo in motion. There's the snap. Going to fake the handoff. Pass complete to Braxton Hernandez for a first down at the 37-yard line of Leander. So with about, it's probably going to be the end of the quarter as there's just about 3 seconds remaining. So heading to the fourth, the Broncos lead 45-0. We're going to turn the mics off for a second. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Belton Stampede will perform after the game is over. Remind you, parents and students, make sure you call for your ride at this time. Thank you.
Welcome back for the fourth quarter of tonight's ball game. Again, the Lions down big to the Lake Belton Broncos. Just hasn't been Leander's night. The Broncos lead in the turnover battle 3-0. And the Lions have had a little bit of trouble moving the football against the front.
Yeah, at this point, you just want to see a clean drive, some execution, put one in the end zone.
So Montgomery takes the snap. He's going to have to step up in the pocket. He's going to run and slide just beyond the 40. They're going to give him the 40-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and about 7 yards. Lions need to get to the 47 for a first down. They're in the huddle. Isaac Montgomery on the near side of the formation out wide. On the other wide out is Braxton Hernandez. Coach remains the running back, Gaither the H-back. There's a snap. They're going to hand to Coates. Coach drives his feet forward beyond the 40 to about the 43, where he'll make it about 3rd and 4. Big play here for the Leander offense. Can they keep this drive going, give their defense a little bit of a breather, and continue to try to get some points in this ball game? Clock continues to move. We're at 10:50. Play clock at 11 seconds. Montgomery looking over the defense. Takes the snap. Hands to Coates. Coach runs into a defensive tackle just in the backfield almost every play. Cleaning it up is going to be number 32, Gavin Carpenter. Loss of a yard to the 41 is going to make it 4th down. In this area, you're probably going to go for it here. We've seen the Lions punt it a couple of times in this half, but it hasn't really made a difference. So you want to be able to keep the football and try to get a first down here so you can navigate down the field and get some points. Clock continues to move at 10:04. Play clock is at 22 seconds. Montgomery takes the snap. Ball's on the turf. And it looks like Montgomery able to recover the football, but it's Bronco football nonetheless due to the turnover on downs. Now Bronco football at the Leander 38. So probably the last thing you can do there on 4th down and 6 or 7 is fumble the football. So, it continues to not only be bad, but get a little bit worse for Leander here tonight. Dane Caldwell coming in at nose for Leander, also in Tristan Nazapak. Two big fellas there in the middle of the line. Defensive front, Connor Krebs on the other end there for Leander's front. James, the quarterback for the Broncos, is going to hand off to Alexander, coming the near side, 35. Cuts in at the 20, down to the 15-10. I thought he might have stepped out, but they're going to say no. And it is another touchdown for Lake Belton, as the score now 51-0 with 9 minutes, 34 seconds remaining in tonight's ball game. And it does look like they're going to take that touchdown off the board, either for it is a penalty, and it's going to be a hold against the Broncos. And boy, that's a time to get a hold. If you're the Lion defense, you really didn't want to give up a touchdown, another touchdown there. So it'll be, about 1st and 8. Looks like they're going to have the ball at the 36-yard line of Leander, needing to get to the 28. They'll come out in formation. We have a new quarterback. It's going to be Brock Van Rox, I think. Yep. He's listed as a receiver. That's not uncommon. The handoff's going to go to Alexander, going to the opposite side of the field. He's going to be tackled for a minimal gain. There on the stop, number 65, Dane Caldwell. It'll be 2nd down and about 7. Clock continues to tick at 9 minutes, 10 seconds. It's hard to tell who's playing quarterback because nobody has a quarterback number out there. It's number 30 playing quarterback, Brooks Johnson. And there is a whistle and a timeout, Broncos, with 8 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the game. At least Brooks Johnson is listed as a quarterback, although it says quarterback / deep snapper. He is a sophomore, so
getting some reps in the night.
Yeah, and why not? You've got a big lead here. It is something, you lose players every year to graduation. Sometimes even they move, especially if you have a high school in this area of Texas. There's a huge Army base here, and, you get military brats that come out for your football team mid-season. They may have to move because Dad got stationed somewhere else.
That's interesting. That turnover is a little different than most suburban areas.
It is. And, most schools are just dealing with graduation and the occasional kid moving. But 2nd down. There's a snap. They're going to hand to the man in motion on a jet sweep, and that's Xavier Rodriguez. He's going to be upended for minimal gain there by number 5, Liam Walters. So it'll be 3rd down now and about 6 yards to go. They're going to give him a gain of 1. Alexander remains the running back, and the quarterback remains Brooks Johnson. 2 receivers top of the formation for the Broncos. And Johnson takes the snap, hesitates, runs straight ahead, finds an opening to his left, picks up the 1st down and more inside the 25 to the 23, where he's finally upended by a member of Leander's secondary. It looks like that is somebody out there. I didn't get their number.
They're like number 32 right there.
Yeah, it's hard to say. At this point, now we're on to the next play. So 7:45 and counting. It's Rosenbaum in now at quarterback. He's going to hand off to Alexander. Coming to the near side. He'll carry it inside the 15 to about the 13, where he's about a yard shy of the line needed for a first down. They're going to give him the first down. So it will be first down and 10 from the 13-yard line. Johnson back in the game at quarterback. Arrington Alexander remains the running back for the Broncos. They have two receivers near side of the formation. They bring one of those guys in motion. They're going to hand it to him on the jet sweep, and he's going to get wrapped up immediately. That was Rodriguez. And there on the stop for Leander is going to be Carson Cole, number 38, sophomore linebacker, getting some valuable playing time here late, second down. And probably about 16, 17 yards to get a first down. They can pick up a first at around the 3-yard line. Game clock down to 6.5 minutes. Alexander, the running back. Johnson takes it, hands it to Alexander. A little bit of a scrum there in the middle of the line of scrimmage, and a minimal gain of about 3 yards for the Broncos, down to about the 17, maybe 18-yard line. It will be third down now. Probably about 14 to pick up a first. Not sure why the clock is moving now. It was just sitting there for a minute. Now at 6 minutes and counting, the play clock down to about, they're going to call a timeout, well, the Broncos. And so they do take a timeout with 5:49 remaining in tonight's ball game. Just want to remind you that this coming Friday that's at Bible too, correct?
Yes,
the
it's
Rouse
Bible
game. So it
against
will be a
Rouse.
home game. So make sure you come out and see if the Lions can bounce back against a pretty explosive offense. Rouse not really tearing it up defensively this year, so expect a shootout next week. And we, hope you come out. If you can't come out, look for the link and watch live here on SHN Sports, your home for Lion football. Just want to remind everybody, basketball season is around the corner. If you have a son that plays basketball, we will be broadcasting at least the majority of the boys' basketball games. If you're interested in helping in that process, reach out to Coach Bradley. Miss Montgomery is also a good source, and they can get you my information. Or you can just reach out to the Lion Nation Cast account on X, formerly Twitter. That's LIONNATIONCAST, to send a direct message, and I'll get in contact with you about what you can do to help. Dropping straight back is Johnson. Pass is intercepted by the Lions, and there's a turnover finally. That's Levi Wickstrom, a sophomore, playing a little bit of defense. They have him listed as a quarterback, but you getting a chance defensively, and it comes down with an interception. And it is a reason to celebrate, even though you're taking it pretty hard on the chin here tonight against the Broncos. You got to celebrate the little wins. And that's one there. A lot of young guys there on that defensive stand for the Lions, as I say, getting valuable experience out in a varsity football game. A lot of guys don't see the varsity field until they're a senior. If you can get sophomores and juniors some real quality minutes, that's advantageous to your program. Montgomery, the quarterback for Leander, takes the snap. They're going to hand off straight ahead. It looks like it's Jay Coates. Not going to get much as the defense there is still stout in the middle. Matthew Jackson of the Broncos leading the charge. Gain of about 3 to the 35 for Coates. Tough sledding in there for the Lion running backs tonight. You know, the Lions got one of the bigger lines on the offensive side that they've had in years, but this group up front for Lake Belton, huge, very big. Handoff goes straight ahead to Arnell. After a couple of yard gain there again, Matthew Jackson, number 40. Have moved the line of scrimmage up to the 27. Lions need to get to the 32, so they need about 5 yards here on third down. Clock continues to tick at 4:37. You just want some points here, Frank. You got to get something.
That's it. I mean, the score reflects that, but I mean, look at the stands. I mean, the band, the Bluebells, the cheerleaders. I mean, everybody's still got some spirit in them.
Yeah, they're all still here. Those who traveled are still here. There's the snap, fake to the running back Coates. Pass in the flat is complete. Pass is separated. The ball separated from the receiver. They're going to say he was down, and so it will be a first down. I think that was to number 17, Braxton Hernandez, or Aiden Passe. So now they're going to say incomplete. They were pointing not that he was down, but that the ball hit the ground. So it is fourth down. Rene Rodriguez will come in to punt with 4:08 remaining in tonight's ball game. And Lake Belton, not believing a punt will occur, do not send a returner back deep. They're worried about an onside. The Lions do punt it away. It's going to take a line bounce at the 35 and roll inside the 20, inside the 15. It'll be down at the 11 by number 27 of Leander, Evan Linden.
That was a great punt right there.
Yeah, if there's not a returner back there and you can turn it over like Rodriguez did there, you can get a nice roll out of it. And, you know, you're looking at a 60-yard net punt there, a little bit more.
Add to the average right there.
Yeah, 3:53 remaining in the ball game. Well out of reach. Lake Belton going to be celebrating a homecoming win here tonight. But the Lions back to the drawing board. They're not out of the hunt for a postseason spot. It just got a little bit tougher than it already was for the Lions. Alexander will come out at running back. Johnson remains the quarterback. They're going to hand it to Alexander coming this way. Liam Walters there with a whole pride of lines after a gain of about 5, maybe 6 yards. Make it 5, 2nd and 5. Ball now at the 18. Clock continues to tick at 3:33. Play clock at 22 seconds, and you'll see the Broncos run the play clock down every play here as they're looking to just get off the field with a win. And as we said pregame, whoever wins this game has got a little bit of an inside shot at one of those playoff spots. The handoff's going to go to Alexander. He's going to get slung down by number 5, Liam Walters. But it will be a first down for the Broncos. Clock stops to move the chains, moving again at 2:53. Play clock at 22 seconds. Carson Cole into the game for the Lions defensively. Johnson, we're going to have a penalty flag on the play pre-snap. It's going to go against the Broncos, a false start. That'll move the line of scrimmage to the 19. They need to get to the 34. Clock moving again at 2:20. Remember, there's a 2-minute timeout. Broncos will have to run a play because the play clock is a little shorter than it would be for the game clock to get to that 2-minute timeout. And the handoff goes to Alexander. He's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage, and that'll be the 2-minute timeout.
I just want to say something here. Congratulations to Leander Band. They received a Division I rating this past weekend and are advancing to area on November 1st in Converse.
Yep, always good, Leander Band. Let's go on ahead and mention the stuff that we talked about pregame. The coaches want to send a special shout-out to RDZ Roofing. They brought in breakfast tacos from La Chaparita Meat Market and Daddy's Chicken Shack for the chicken strips. The Lions football team also added a new tradition, the Golden Football Slam on home games. Make sure you take a look there at home games. Whenever a player makes a big play, they're going to have an opportunity to slam a golden football on a makeshift basketball hoop. It's part celebration, part hype builder, 100% school spirit. The last video of Coach Price taking a dunk during the game against Chaparral garnered more than 20,000 views on social media. So National Coaches Day not that long ago. I want to wish those guys well as they continue to try to develop these young men. Johnson hands to Alexander. He's in the open at the 30, 35, 40. He's going to be forced out of bounds as he crosses midfield at around the 47-yard line of Leander. Clock will stop with 1:50 as he steps out of bounds. Oh, they're going to say he got all the way up to the 39, but the line judges, so there's another penalty. It looks like there could be a face mask on top of the run here against Leander, and they're going to say he was out of bounds at the 48 or 47, but then they're going to march off 15 yards from there, and the Broncos will have the football at the Leander 32, first down and 10. The clock begins to move at 1:45. Play clock has yet to start. Not sure why they haven't. They do now start the play clock. Broncos can get it down to around a minute, a little bit more than a minute, if they burn off most of this play clock. On this 1st and 10, they do have one timeout, play clock down to 3, and they are going to either they do take a timeout with 1 minute and 1 second remaining. And the first thing that head coach Brian Cope does is go straight to the white hat because he has an objection of some kind. So that's the last time out for the Broncos. The Lions have 3, but I doubt they'll be using any of them here down big and just really looking to get on that bus and get home and kind of circle the wagons and get together tomorrow, watch this on film, and see what they could have done better. I'm sure there'll be plenty to look at film-wise. Frank, these were never good days. I know you rarely were on the tail end of a loss like this, but even a close loss, not good film day.
Yeah, definitely not something you want to see right there, but definitely an opportunity to get better and get at it next week. And with 3 games left, you got no choice at this point. Backs against the wall.
You got to make something happen. So they come out in victory formation, do the Broncos. And they will take a knee. They'll reset the play clock. So they're going to have to do this probably 2 times, and it'll be the ball game. We want to thank everyone for listening to Leander football tonight. We want to go on ahead and get everything packed up and get out of here. We got an hour drive to get home. I got to go to Houston tomorrow. So, and Frank's got to do a bunch of youth games tomorrow. So we want to thank you all for listening to Lion football tonight here on SHN Sports. For Peter Casimir, Frank Rodriguez, Juan Alanis, I'm Chuck Tracy. Good night and go Lions.
Go Lions.